Parts of Surrey have been hit by flooding after yesterday's thunderstorms. This was Guildford. Further rainfall is expected in the next 24 hours, with flood alerts still in place near the upper river Loddon and Basingstoke.
Hello there. Thursday was another day of heat and humidity, particularly across central and southern Wales, where we saw temperatures widely into the high 20s. But temperatures did peak in Wisley, Surrey and Bournemouth at 30 degrees once again. It did, however, come at a price, this heat and humidity, because through the afternoon we saw a cluster of sharp, thundery downpours moving their way eastwards.
Talking of thrilling, Carol, good morning to you. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Naga. Thank you for asking. Good morning, everyone. This morning, well, we have a few showers in some eastern areas. There's some mist and fog in the southeast that will quickly lift. But for many of us, it's going to be a dry day with variable amounts of cloud, some sunshine, but some rain coming in from the northwest.
That doesn't look very sunny.
No, it's not at the moment, Naga. Good morning, everybody, because we do have some mist and fog around, particularly across parts of the southeast, as you can see from our weather watcher picture taken a wee bit earlier in Buckinghamshire. Now, this will lift as we go through the course of the day, and for many, it's going to be dry, sunny and warm.
Carol's been at Wimbledon a few times with the Murray magic going on over the years, haven't you, Carol?
I have, but I've never actually seen Andy play, can you believe, or any other match for that matter, Charlie.
So you get sent in the morning, in the morning and do breakfast and then you're kicked out?
No, then I carry on and do the weather and sport, but because I'm always working, there's no time to go and have a look at the tennis.
Of course.
Which is really sad, but it's nice to soak up the atmosphere at Wimbledon. It's brilliant. Anyway, on with the weather. Good morning, everybody. This morning, we are looking at pollen levels being higher through today than they have been of late, especially so across much of England. And we're talking wheat and nettle pollen at the moment.
Now, don't be alarmed when you see what's behind Carol, because it's only part of what's going on, isn't it, Carol? Because it is summer. We are allowed to expect summer.
Absolutely right, Naga. Good morning, everyone. And this mist and fog that we have across the parts of the southeast and the home counties will lift in the next couple of hours, but it is quite dense in places. But it's not like this everywhere. This is the picture this morning in Montrose. Some sunshine to start the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't let Carol into those places, though, because you have to be careful of those precious things, don't you, Carol? Can't
Absolutely,
trust you, really.
Naga.
I like your lighthouse.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. This morning, it is still a muggy start to the day in the south, but it's mild for most of us.
I thought we'd start off with a look back at massive thunderstorms that developed yesterday across a swathe of central England. These brought 35 millimetres of rain in just the space of 1 hour in Fairford, Gloucestershire. I think that's the heaviest downpour I've seen all year. This is what that did. We had some severe flooding locally. This was a picture from Guildford. We had similar flooding issues in parts of Hampshire and Oxfordshire as well. Now today, of course, is a different kind of day.
And down on Penguin Beach at London Zoo, they're standing in the evening sun. Will we have more this weekend? I think we might do. Here's the forecast.
Hello there. Very good evening to you. Yes, it's been a rather hot and humid day across the capital. Temperatures through this afternoon have reached up to 27 degrees Celsius. And well, as we look towards the weekend, well, there'll still be some warm weather around. Some outbreaks of rain, particularly through Saturday morning. It should clear into the afternoon to give us something a bit drier and brighter. And that continues into Sunday. But we, like I said, still warm through the weekend, but we lose a lot of that humidity, keeping more bands of cloud and rain away from us. So a story of two halves for the weekend. Some showers on Saturday, fine on Sunday, but fresher. Bye-bye.
We've had a warm week, a summer week almost.
Is it going to continue? For some of us as well. It has been hot everywhere. And it looks like it'll continue, I think, for the southeast for a while into next week. But things are changing. Yeah. OK, yes, it will be changing. Good evening to you. There is a weather front working its way in across northern and western areas. Good evening to you. Well, if it's been too hot and humid for you, you'll be glad to know temperatures are coming down somewhat. We will lose the humidity as we head through the weekend. It's not going to cool down much, though. We're going to stay above the seasonal norm pretty much for the next upcoming week. But
And after a very hot week for some, we're finally into the thunderstorms. It certainly has been a lively 24 hours for some across the UK. But what does the weekend hold for us? I'll give you all details a little later in the programme. And as expected, there were a lot of thunderstorms in the last 24 or so hours. But how are things looking as we move towards the weekend? I'll give you all the details in just a couple of minutes.
Becky is in Taunton in Somerset. Becky, how's it looking?
Well, welcome to Goodland Gardens, as you say, here in the centre of Taunton in Somerset, where temperatures yesterday peaked at 31 degrees. Quite widely, we've reached into the 30s in the last few days, and that's around 7 to 9 degrees above the seasonal average. But the heat wave has certainly now peaked, and as so often happens, it peaks in a rather noisy, lively and rather wet sort of way. Let's have a look at what happened yesterday, and you can see the radar sequence picked up on those really quite ferocious thunderstorms that I was warning you about on Wednesday. The brighter colours here indicate to the heaviest bursts of rain, and those white streaks, well, they're lightning strikes. We had over 7,000 of them, and as you can see, they mostly affected more southern parts of the UK. Now, those thunderstorms, and this is fairly typical, produced some torrential bursts of rain. Now, New Addington in South London recorded 53 millimetres in an hour. That's nearly a month's worth of rain in just an hour. And that is fairly typical. Some big old hailstones in there as well. And of course, with those amounts of rain, we can, of course, as I expected, have some localised flooding problems. But over the next few days, it all does start to calm down. Something cooler and fresher starting to move in along a weather front, which is already starting to sit across the far northwestern parts of Scotland. And that's heading away for all of us over the next 24 hours. So although those fresher conditions are already starting to move in across northwestern Scotland, here in Taunton, it's actually starting to feel a bit breezy, which is not something we've had recently. Certainly this weekend, it is going to be turning fresher. Scattered showers mostly across the northwest, but still feeling rather warm. Well, I loved the drama with the thunderstorms. I know some people don't like them. And my favourite fact of this week was from my friend, I have to say, who, despite being in her 40s, thought thunder was the sound of clouds bumping into each other. Don't you love that?
We love it, Becky. Thank you.